Hey, it's okay. In today's video, I'm doing coloring. I'm doing a little behind the scenes look on how I color my backgrounds and little tips I can give on how to get away with doing backgrounds quickly and making them look good at the same time. If you see here, I've turned off all the speech bubbles to keep it a little bit of a surprise for anyone interested in the comic. This is Blue Planet 3. Here you can see I'm doing a tree. These ropes are hanging from the tree. They're tied to blueberries. And I've gone with 2 layers for these trees, limbs, and leaves. If you'll check out what I'm going for, I'll just type in old tree, images, and this kind of tree right here, like old oak trees. This is what I am kind of trying to achieve with these old trees, this kind of look right here. And so if you see here, I've got one layer that is just tree limbs, and another layer that is kind of leaves. And this is all on top of a background, which is sky, just kind of giving it a little bit of a dark clouds tone to a very dark and bluish sky. It's supposed to be nighttime, so I'll come back over later and give it a nice cool layer effect where everything looks like it's at night. And this is what we're going to be going for in this final product. When you put the speech bubbles up, you see that it's going to cover up these little blemishes that you can obviously pick out. So I've gone ahead and done some of these limbs right here. You want to just kind of, I'm just kind of making these up, so I kind of vary the size of this 80 brush. And if you want these brushes, they're on my DeviantArt profile in the gallery. If you just scroll through and you'll find Okayokok's brush set, and this is the 80 brush. It's one of my favorite brushes and I use it constantly. Alright, so maybe just a little bit of a limbs going out through here. I'm not going to do too much more. I don't want to get too busy with limbs, but gotta show some trees and make it look like it's a lot of limbs up here, that it's a big tree and very old. Okay, so that's good enough. Now we're going to do the background color. I'm going to pick out color from over here and make sure it's consistent. It's the same sky, so not much time has passed, so it should look very similar. We're going to use the 500 cloudy brush, cloudy clouds, and I'm kind of pressing down hard. We'll want to go darker for some dark clouds, and doing a mixture of stippling and just holding down and dragging. And now we want to do some lights, clouds kind of shining through in some parts. Make the outline of the tree kind of pop out some. And we might want to do some tree horizon. I've got this palm tree kind of thing back down here. I'm going to make sure it's big and dark. Might go kind of towards the green, just a hint of green. I'm going to press down hard. Alright, that should be good enough. Now we're going to use that 80 brush again, and I'm going to do some ropes in the background, so there's not much to it other than a dark line. I'm going to use the same color, black. It's a very light, or a very dark blue, and vary the size of these ropes. I don't want too many because we're looking out over here. And then this will be kind of where the knots are tied at the top of the tree or something. Okay. So we've got that. I also wanted to I just thought of this. I want to lighten it up back behind this part. Where's that cloud brush? There it is. Okay. Let's go a little bit lighter behind where the action is taking place. You might draw a moon or something, kind of a fuzzy moon to show that's like behind clouds or something. Okay, so with that we would do a kind of a bluish moon right around there. And I'm gonna get, what would be a good brush for that? This 19 brush, I believe. Let's turn down the hardness and we'll go boom. Let's kind of change that up. So there we go. Now I'm going to take this brush right here and go over it just slightly, so it feels like this cloud. There's clouds in front of the moon. Okay, there we go. Now all we need to do is do some leaves. I've got this brush down here, 172. Make it the same color, maybe a little bit darker or less saturated. And we'll go on a new layer. I've got leaves on a different layer over here, so we'll do a new layer and pull this over so you can see more. We'll go a little bit smaller. That should be good. You kind of press down, kind of stipple it a little bit. Vary the size of the brush a little bit if you can. And I do this on a separate layer because it's easy to, for this brush, it's easy to get too much of the leaves and get them in the wrong places. So you can kind of use something to kind of erase them. We'll use this 1000 brush to kind of fade them out in some spots. And I'll actually use the same brush to knock out some of these where it's a little too strong. Alright, I don't want any right here. Sometimes just the branches themselves are good enough. Don't need leaves. Don't need no leaves. Okay, so there we go. We've got some branches sticking out without leaves, and those leaves seem out of place right there, so I'll cut those down. Cutting down some leaves. And then we've got a little nice night scene with a cloudy moon, cloudy sky, branches with ropes coming down from them. And that is just a little bit of a look at how I'm doing the backgrounds for this. I hope it might help you when you're drawing. Kind of gives you some inspiration and information on how to do things like this. I'm Okayokayokok. This is Blue Planet 3. Subscribe for more channels, more videos like this. Hit like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you have any requests or want to see anything new. I'm Okayokayokok. I'll talk to you later.